arm front squat is a great way to add an offset load to our traditional dumbbell front squat. So if you're trying to add a little bit of core into a routine without having just an isolated core exercise, we call it more of an integrated core exercise. This is a really great option. Or maybe you have a client who you're doing more full body training and you're not just trying to crush the lower body. This is a great way because you're going to use the lower body in order to drive the movement, but because of that core element of our weight pulling us off to one side, you're only going to be able to use so much weight. So as far as our setup goes, we want to try to maintain the exact same setup in our lower body as if we had those two weights. That's the one thing really to look for as a coach too. We don't want to see them shifting side to side. So feet are going to be our normal squat stance, whatever that looks like for you or for your client. And then the other thing that we don't really want to just rest the dumbbell here, because it's one thing to have that weight on one side, but having our arm and our shoulder engaged, it's also going to bring in some nice shoulder stability on this side as well. So elbow forward, and I like to coach and cue that hand out in front so we really still make sure we're sitting those hips back and down. All right, so as you sit down, try not to let that weight pull us forward. Elbow stays high, butt back and down, right back up. And I kind of already mentioned it, but just things to look for as someone's doing it is looking for and seeing, are they shifting one direction or the other with that weight? We want to try to get them, even if you've got to use a mirror in front, to make sure that they stay even with the hips as they go back and down and then drive back up at the top. Obviously, we're going to have to do both sides, so that's also something to think about whenever you're going about programming reps, is you're going to actually end up having twice as much volume, right? If you're going to do 12 reps on one side, you're really doing 24 squats. So that's one of the great things about those unilateral exercises too, though. You can hear me breathing heavy already, is that there is a challenge, a little metabolic challenge from having to do both sides with the exercise.